Hey guys, welcome to Avery's Adventures. This is my new channel where we go on adventures. So what we have here today is, how do you turn this thing right? There you go. My 93 Dodge w250. This thing has a 6.7 liter 2018 Cummins bottom end with a 12 valve cylinder head and a VE injection pump. Extended cab, 5-speed NV 4500 MP205 transfer case, and you get a 14-bolt rear end with disc brakes, 14 gears, some nice little coilovers under there. This minty exhaust, custom. I bought her at Summit Racing. Very specific kit. She's got some rust. She's originally a Salt Lake City girl. I kicked that. She's been rebuilt on once or twice before. These fenders, bed, and the hood, everything except for the cab is been replaced. And if you look up under here, we actually got a date. 5/31/96. Yep, 96. So I believe the old girl was totaled and rebuilt a while back. But the big issue is I was pulling my trailer with two square body Chevys on it the other day. And well, this old girl definitely not stock. She makes somewhere north of 362 horsepower and 700 foot-pounds of torque. As we dynoed this girl, and I found out after I dynoed it that there was a rag in the intake horn here, blocking about half the grid heater, keeping a lot of my boost out of the intake. So it is somewhere north of that 700 foot-pounds figure, and it just happened to rip that motor mount apart right down there. So today, what I'm going to do is replace that motor mount. And if you couldn't tell from the Mountain Dew everywhere, she's gotten to the radiator a little bit. Right down there. I'm going to pull the radiator out today, change on it, motor mount, fill her with some life juice, and we'll hook up to this here trailer, pop tire too, and get on down the road. So I'll keep you all updated. Mint. All right. Oh, gotta turn the fuel pump on. 6-7 blocks don't have no mechanical pump. That rattling is my dual disc clutch. Fell off on one side, but we're good. That don't sound right. Currently located in Massachusetts. I live in South Carolina, so gotta get this girl fixed and get on home. One of my daily guys. Bring her over here. I saw these other wonderful vehicles. We'll get to work. Got the radiator out. Plenty of room in there. You washed off a lot of the antifreeze. So, let's see over here. Came and cut straight through here, came around, boom. That was pretty aggressive. So, I don't know exactly how it happened because there's about this much space between the radiator and the fan most of the time. But this fan blade was bent forward about that far. And so I think this fan blade is our culprit. These fan blades are known to crack. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that, but once they start to crack, they can bend further and get to the radiator. The issue is, it's like all old trucks, this part's discontinued, which is wonderful. Dorman sells one. It's $180. They do not make an aftermarket fan to bolt on here because, as you can see, it bolts behind the fan clutch, which, genius. It gives you more space, but I don't like it. So I'll continue. I gotta pull this motor mount down here. I'm getting there with some wrenches and see about getting the 2 bolts pulled that hold that U bracket in, and then there's a nut right behind that positive charge cable, right back there. We'll pull that, and where is he? That guy, that nut right up there. I can't see it, but you should be able to. The engine mount's out finally. Got it all the way out, but kind of found out this thing is not bad. Engine mount's out. I'm a smart word person. They sound good. All right, so that was good, but I went to go pull the motor mount, and we got these bolts. Well, I got 2 of them. They go in this thing. It's got 4 holes. I put 4 bolts in it, and they were loose. Pulled them out with my hand. So, you know, I don't think the problem's the engine mount. I think it's a bolt problem. Let's go check the other side. I hadn't yet. Probably be a good idea. It's kind of hard to see down in there. Come on, focus. Focus, hocus, pocus. That didn't work. Well, we got 2 on that side. And we still got 2 on that side. They still look tight. So, I'm going to say it's a bolt problem. Well, I'm waiting for the new radiator to show up. Whenever we get that, I guess we'll run on down to the parts store, make a parts store run, hardware, get us some hardware, some bolts, and go on this engine block. Then we'll get her all zipped back together, take her for some test hits, make sure she's happy. I know she's not, transmission's not happy, but it'll be alright. Well, it's the next morning. And yesterday didn't go as planned. Radiator showed up about, I don't know, 3:45. Ran back to my buddy's house to go and grab it. Stopped, picked up a Philly cheesesteak, pretty good. Ate it at my buddy's house, took a radiator, hit the hardware store for that hardware we needed for the motor mount. And by the time I got back over here to my buddy Blue's, it was dark. I got the radiator in, so at least we've got that going on. It's sitting in here nice and pretty. It's a little bit different. Usually this fan shroud at the bottom has these kind of slide clip mounts that just fits right down into. Well, this one had just 2 more of these angle brackets on the bottom. I don't really care for that because that means now I gotta lay up under here and get all a bunch of grease on my hands trying to attach the fan shroud to those 2 little tabs. But let me grab the hardware and slap this bad Larry back in. Now, I am my own camera person, so I'm sure you've seen a lot of other guys do this. But I'm just gonna kind of probably screw everything up because I only got one hand right now. Get that to sit down in there. Just like that. Get you to grab on the block. Yeah. Alright, alright. Now where's the big nut? And big nut. Right there. That thing sounds pretty good. That's a dump truck. Probably should have switched out on my nice jacket before this. We'll do that once we get off the ground. Yeah, some nice rust proofing under here. Cummins quality. So you know I paid a lot for it. It's mainly Rotella, but it's got some power steering fluid, brake fluid. No, this thing doesn't really leak brake fluid. Can you please grab? Just grab. I just need you to thread on so this thing doesn't just fall out of its hole. Thank you. Alright. Now that we've got that guy in, come back up here. Situate this mount. And we got this guy. Which way did you come off again? I think you were this way. Yeah, that's correct. Alright guys, I'm not going to be able to do this with one hand. I'm going to have to let you go. Be back in just a minute. Well, got the motor mount in. Turns out the other side of the bottom bolt was loose, that one on the bottom of the cradle. So, I've checked these bolts over here. I mentioned it earlier. They're good and tight. German method. Alright. Now, we get the hose on. Do you even have enough hose? Come on, unkink. Of course, this thing is garbage. How? There we go. Nope. I think Mikey turned the water off. That's I don't know. Well, no? Oh, water's flowing? Oh. There we go. I'm just being mistaken. I turned it the wrong way. The life juice. I ain't got no coolant right now, and one of the great things about these 12 valve Cummins is they're pretty good about not overheating or anything. My first radiator I had in this thing was a brass radiator, or whatever big heavy old metal ones are, and the whole lower hose fitting down there on the bottom was breaking off around the basin side of the radiator. So I slapped some JB Weld on it. I tried to do a little silver solder on it because it had some solder on it already, being brass. And it didn't hold together. As soon as the truck would build pressure, it would just start leaking. So I did the right thing, and I took my radiator cap off. After that, I just add maybe a 20-ounce bottle of water to it every 100 miles. They don't build that much pressure, so they don't push much out. It's really pretty nice. Too bad this thing's still all covered in coolant. I'm gonna have to give her a spray down with the hose. Well, I'll be back in a minute. Well, I think she's full. We still got some antifreeze up here, so. I already rechecked the coolant. I mean, not coolant, the oil. Everything looks good. We got plenty of fluids. Just make sure to water your engine real good. Let me tell you, they really like getting nice and soaked down. I mean, don't you like a bath every now and again? And remember, fellas and girls, this winter, I mean, that if you're cold, your truck's probably cold. Go plug her in. Or bring her inside. Maybe a blanket. I don't know. Whatever your preference is for keeping warm. These old girls like to be warm too. Yeah. Yeah, let's get all good cooling off. I don't like Mountain Dew up under here. Actually, I think coolant ranks as my #1 least favorite automotive fluid. It's because it's just so sticky. You get it on you, and then it's literally like pouring Mountain Dew on yourself. I don't like it. Brake fluid's better. Burnt gear oil is better. Burnt transmission fluid is better, in my opinion. I can deal with those. I used to rebuild axles every day. Oh, somebody left an adult soda on the steering wheel. That's not even full. This is not my house. So, alrighty. I'll move my hygiene items. You gotta keep your teeth clean on the road. Alright. Double check. Thing look good. Alrighty. Let her roll back so we on some flat ground. I can get out. Alright. Nope, that wasn't it. That's not it either. Alright. Well, battery was a little low. Actually, why aren't we charging? Suck down. I'll put some more coolant in the tank. Well, alternator came up a little bit. You got a little bit of water in there or something? It's slowly coming up. I think she's charging. I think the battery's just a little low. Probably a draw on it. Yeah, it's coming around. Yeah, there we go. 80 pounds of oil pressure. She's a little warm. She usually like to sit around 250, but for a minute and I'll be back. Be a little bit easier if it was automatic. No weird noises. Feels good. Sounds good. Don't jerk around like it used to. Hazards! Go around the Amazon van. Alright, well, I'll say it was pretty successful. As of right now, I'm gonna stay up here for a couple more days, and then I believe on Friday we'll see about heading down to South Carolina, get on down the road and see if we can get home. I may have a buddy who needs his Bronco taken back to the southeast, so that's why I'm waiting. But test this thing out. I usually like to wait for it to warm all the way up because the oil pressure sits at about 80-90 psi on a cold start, and that's because a 6.7 block has different oil and water passages than a 5.9 block, and the 5.9 cylinder head just kind of blocks off a couple oil passages. In fact, there was a water passage between cylinder 5 and 6 that I just took my welder and just welded it up, filled it in, made sure it was not extruding so it wouldn't mess with the cylinder head, and slammed it on there. So she's got some quirks, and I don't know if y'all guys know, but oil filters at 90 psi, they have a bypass, and there's a spring in there, and it just pushes down on the filter media in the fuel filter canister. And so I don't like making it push over 90 psi because I like my oil to be filtered, extra filtered, like my water. Actually, I don't need my water filtered. I just like regular well water. That stuff's good. Filter it once, keep it hard. Don't put the softeners in it. Hard water is better. Tastes good. So I'm just saying this because it's 25 mile an hour right now. Again, the engine ain't warm. So at some point, I'd like to pull a couple ribs. So I guess give me a couple minutes. I'm gonna get out somewhere where it's safe and I can let this girl eat. Probably good. Oh yeah, that's why I'm at 90. She gets a little hot when she gets up there. So, little girl, doing good. Pretty happy with it. So I guess next up, we'll hook up to the trailer, and we'll find out where we're going from there on our next adventure. Catch you guys next time. Peace.